Rock Bottom Coins is the #1 place to get your Madden coins. If you make coins for my videos, sell them to Rock Bottom. If you're buying, use my code GUTBOX for 10% off. Hey, Max here. So I want to talk about the AP update that's coming and what I want to see out of it, and then just do a lineup video, just some general chat around MUT stuff. Hopefully you guys can bear with me. I know it's gonna be kind of like a dry week, it seems, up until we get the Super Bowl present. So if you're a Rams or Bengals fans, good for you. You're getting a lot of content. Thursday limiteds, Wednesday wild cards, but Monday, Tuesday right now seems kind of barren. So I think I'm going to switch my theme team this week. Right now, I just want to kind of go over, before we end it with it, the Seahawks theme team, what I liked, what I, thought, and why I kind of think it's outdated now, and why I'm going to switch off back to one of the classics. I love that it's got Walter Jones and Kevin Mawae, right? It's got some, the other positions aren't great at it, okay? It's tight end, Charlie Young. I think Charlie Young, I ended up going with Waller because, I just decided to go with the new card. But Charlie Young definitely is a very competitive tight end. I probably should run with him. I wanted to max out the Seahawks theme team and using Seahawks. Percy's great. I've been kind of rotating the wide receiver 3 spot between a lot of other guys as I'm testing them for YouTube videos. My favorite one right now, I think, for the wide receiver 3 spot would be this Joyner. I know he's not a Seahawk. But if I didn't want to go down to Seahawks, there's Devin Hester and his chance. I could go somebody bigger. I could go like Brandon Marshall type for the Seahawks. They're all solid, but the slot receiver and that archetype is pretty nice, even though it's not a Seahawk. But yeah, definitely don't use Larry Fitzgerald unless you're on a Cardinals theme team. I just used him because he was a new card. Quarterback, I think Russell Wilson's one of the best quarterbacks in the game. I'm using Tom Brady because he's newer, like I said, for footage. So I'd have gone with Russell Wilson here if I was building out the pure Seahawks theme team. So their offensive needs, right? Running backs are also decent. I think Alexander and Adrian Peterson underperform in game. Don't like them. They're not as heavy as I like to see. Cordell Patterson's way better than them. So I sub in Cordell Patterson. But overall, even if you just pure Seahawks here, I keep saying Steelers, I keep thinking Steelers, because that's my team. I see Franco on the screen and he's a Steeler, but our team sucks, so I can't use it. Overall, their offense, even with not my non-subs out right here, like Charlie over Waller, just Seahawks receiver, just Seahawks running back, it's phenomenal, right? If you're thinking about a Seahawks theme team, I'll go ahead and do it. Go ahead and build it. I've just been running it for a while, so I'm going to get sick of it. But the defense right here, currently what I'm running, I love Metcalf and Sherman on the outside. I kind of just forgot to switch back. I think when I switch my new theme team, I'm going to do an all safeties defense, maybe one corner. We'll talk about that in a second, but I just love tall guys. And I think the reason I fell in love with the safeties is because they had the best 2 corners of the entire game for a while there, right? After this Metcalf and Sherman came out, since Winter Chill, right? Since the Winter program, best 2 corners in the game due to height, due to speed on the field, due to everything, the boost in this theme team. I've loved them. These guys, outside of why corners are just bad and mad in themselves, right? As good as corners could play, they've played it. When you look at the stats, well, obviously Fox, because they're just literally maxed out. I don't even have Richard Sherman powered up. I'm at the 98 speed version because he's wearing number 25, right? And I thought the power of 25 was more powerful than powering up for the +1s, even though obviously the +1 probably would have helped me. I'm not sure it would have made anything of a difference. I never saw Richard Sherman get beat over the top in a straight streak. He would maybe pivot a little bit better. I don't know. I started using deep auto leads. I'm kind of on the fence about them. We'll talk about them during the AP portion of this video. But overall, I've kind of enjoyed it. I think I've lost a lot of the Seahawks defenders. These guys are in every single theme team, so that's really useless. Cam Chancellor needs an upgrade. I don't know where the heck he's at. Jamal Adams, I stopped really using him for other safeties because of his height. He also doesn't really have a lot of jumping, if I recall correctly. But other than that, I tried him in a crusher defense, and he wasn't really great. Yeah, jump at 85. I want guys that'll just always trigger their jump and get sky high. So seeing Adams, and I did play with him a little bit there before I decided to move on to taller safeties. 6'3", 6'4", and above. Obviously, I'm testing out Ronnie Lott because he's new, but I did notice, and you always gotta have that little bug in the back of your mind, would somebody taller with higher jump would have gotten that interception with my user or in a zone? If say that was 10 Hendricks at 6'7", is Jamal Adams the reason why? Is that 85 jump at 6'1" only it? Maybe. I mean, he wasn't terrible for me when I used him. Then Luke Kuechly goes in every theme team, and then Derwin James not on the theme team. The edge rushers also kind of weak. Kevin Williams is a good defensive tackle, but he doesn't get inside stuff for 1 AP, so it's well, I might as well just have Warren Sapp there because like AP is as important as anything else in the game. Really, they only have like Dwight Freeney for their edges. Then you could run Jack Youngblood. I think Jadeveon Clowney isn't statted well enough for his card overall, so I don't really like him. But overall, their defense, like while it's got some like guys that are maybe not tip top of the meta, it's got some very good contenders, and they will win you some games with just the Seahawks defense. So overall, I really enjoy my time. Probably one of the finest, if not the finest theme team I've run for power level versus when I've used them, if that makes sense, all year. Seahawks theme team, great. We'll see. Maybe they're getting a little long in the tooth. I'm going to switch back to Raiders. I think Raiders are just sick. I think it's stupid. I was thinking about dabbling over into the Niners. Obviously, you guys can let me know what you guys think. But I think on Monday, I think I might do Franchise Monday and post it on GutFox too, for those following the franchise. Yeah, the Niners are the only ones that would get me off the Raiders. The reason why I go Raiders is Ted Hendricks, first of all. They also have Warren Sapp. They got like the best two of the best running backs in the game now, Cordarrelle Patterson and Marcus Allen. But like, I don't mind the Niners at all because they have good offensive linemen. They're Richard Sherman. I mean, the only reason, like, Richard Sherman's one of the reasons maybe why I would switch to the Niners instead of the Raiders. But the Raiders have Cordarrelle Patterson at corner. He's got those baked-in abilities for cheap. One step, too. Ronnie is on both teams. May's on both teams. And their strong safety ain't great on the Niners. The Niners also have Kevin Green. Kevin Green's a little underrated, in my opinion. He's done some pretty good job getting off the edge for me when I've let him do his business. But yeah, overall, dang, Niners are pretty close to it. So let's talk about AP. EA did tweet out, and Raji talked about this a while. After the Super Bowl, they're going to come out with an AP update. Maybe they're waiting till after their comp thing for some reason. I don't know. Comp should adjust to us, not the other way around. But anyways, I expect them to go up to like 16 AP on the top end. Maybe they go to 18. I don't know. I've always said like, hey, maybe let's just double the AP and like double every single ability, the amount of AP points it takes, except for the absolutely worthless ones. That would provide a little bit more variety, a little bit more numbertudes. Whereas like Indoor Baller should not be 1 out of 14 or 1 out of 16. It should be like 1 out of 32. So that way, like, oh well, maybe that's balanced at that point. Allows us a little bit more delineation between the abilities. I don't know if that's the right word, but anyways. Let's talk about it, right? You guys remember my abilities tier list. I don't think I've updated it since this at all. But anyways, Escape Artist, I think, is the biggest thing wrong with the game at the moment. Now, obviously, I don't think they're going to patch the game. Maybe we get another balance patch, right? If we get another balance patch, maybe we should wait for that to do the AP updates. Because like stuff like Escape Artist should not dumb out my D lineman, right? Contains should not just be able to run around with Escape Artist. Even though I'm going like 2-3-6, that contains are extra powerful. They can still just run around with the snap of the ball. And it's super freaking annoying to see my 95 speed guys just get, out sprinted to the edge because of how fast Escape Artist is. Okay, and you can go like 0 to 1. Like, Escape Artist and Playmaker are the most unrealistic things in Madden right now, other than like low point wheel routes. Those things need to just change and be patched out of the games. Like, I think there needs to be two things. Either defenses just react to low points, right? That's the best way of changing it. Or like low points like IRL, like if you're low throwing a guy in the move, that's kind of hard to hit, right? Like that, like throwing it at his feet. Maybe they add inaccurate to low points a little bit, make it a little bit more inaccurate than it is. But I don't love bring RNG into guys like 99 throw accuracy. But like if guys are like 90 and then a low point adds another modifier on it, okay. So anyways, let's go through. I guess I got this written out. Maybe I can show it to you guys on Notepad right here. So AP, I think it's gonna go to 16. Like I talked about, this is my notes. I kind of want to double. Escape Artist, I think maybe should go +4 on everybody, right? I think Escape Artist, because of how unrealistic it is, because of how powerful it is, +4, that means Scramblers still get it for 8, which means it'll only be half your cap, which means your offense could still have like a throw velocity chem. It might even be a little low at just 8. Because here's how crazy Escape Artist is. If Escape Artist was all of the AP or, 90% of it, I still think people would run it. Okay? That's how just absolutely important it is to have a mobile quarterback like that to kind of freak out the defense. Some people, their entire time on the field, like I was getting burned with Escape Artist when they didn't have throw velocities on the cards early in the year, and you just couldn't keep up with it. So the fact that it's still there and you can use it with other things, 4 might not be an aggressive enough increase because the cap's also increasing, okay? So that's maybe a little too conservative. Let me know in the comment section. I know Escape Artist is by far the most controversial ability out there, but I think it definitely needs to be balanced and balanced hard, okay? So there's that. I think, like, because the AP is increasing, I don't think they should touch the pass abilities to even make them cheaper. Even though I've talked for a while, pass ability shouldn't be that high. Like, Gunslinger being 6 is kind of wild because, like, all right. Now, maybe some guys don't deserve the Gunslinger, but Gunslinger is, like, how quarterbacks IRL throw the ball, right? Like, look at Josh Allen and how he just plays the game. That is literally a realistic ability. And should we punish realistic abilities? That's the biggest question. I don't think there is a good answer to that because, like, on one hand, it's a game, and, like, being able to throw the ball that fast kind of, like, you know, maybe throws the pass into, like, you know, being pretty decent. But, like, I still see a lot of people throwing interceptions with Gunslinger. And you still need to make reads with it. So, like, that's the biggest question. Is, like, man, what should we do to it? Because if you take a look at some of these guys, like, I think it's fine. I think it's fine where it's at because the ability thing's going up. So maybe don't increase it. But I think just leaving it at 5 is fine, even though maybe it should just be built into cards, right? Like they've like slowed down quarterback releases, slowed down pass velocity some years, so that way Gunslinger could be a thing. So like I don't know. It's hard to say, yo, make Josh Allen worse, so that way we can sell you an ability to make Josh Allen play like Josh Allen. But then it goes in like every card, so Josh Allen doesn't feel as special anymore. So it's dang, it's a tough one. Anyways, what other things? What was next? All right, Deep Out Elite. Deep Out Elite is kind of game breaking. If you go against somebody that knows how to use Deep Out Elite, like they're just throwing it high and deep to their outside receivers, they will absolutely turn this game into like Madden 15, where it's just swerves, right? Where all you did was just throw it to tall guys like Keyshawn Johnson, Megatron, and the Deep Out Elite. If you leave them 1-on-1, even 2-on-1, you can get caught over with this Deep Out Elite ability. So Megatron's physical. A lot of people run like route runners or deep threats, but this is only 1 AP. I think Deep Out Elite needs to be increased. Even though, like, if you're running Deep Out Elite normally and just like throwing it on your deep passes and they catch it and they hang on to it, that's okay. But the fact that it can be exploited the way it can be exploited is just why I think it should go up a couple points. And if you want to keep Deep Out Elite on your roster, I think it needs to go up because it just doesn't, like, I get it. It's realistic. Football players just can go up and beat single coverage. But here's the thing is, like, that's a skill gap in the real NFL of a receiver beating a DB 1-on-1 for a pass. But in Madden, when all you do is like throw it up and hit Y, maybe move your joystick to the left a little or right, that's not really a skill gap. It's like what happened in Madden 16, just throw the ball deep, hold Y, or like the swerve and stuff. It was not resembling football at that point. So anything that like turns this game into like a streak simulator, I think is awful for the game, and even +2 might not be enough for it. All right, Leapfrog. Like, here's the thing about Leapfrog is, like, even with Leapfrog, I have it. The reason, if you guys remember during that video, I think I talked about it during the ability tier video. I put Leapfrog at B tier, and you're like, well, why would you increase the AP of a B tier ability? Because my reasoning was that people jurtle, and I'll hit stick jurtlers, I'll hit stick people that dive with the ball, or hit them or tackle them, and they won't fumble anyways. Which I'm like, is it needed if you're not going to fumble anyways? But anyways, with Leapfrog, you basically have to don't worry about fumbles at all, right? You're just always leapfrogging, continuing. It's bad for the game. It makes it look terrible out there. Going against a guy, just like run a line of scrimmage, leapfrog. And like your guys will like just freak out and miss. And even if you do land a hit stick, they ain't fumbling. There's no risk. So Leapfrog itself is way too cheap. I don't think jurtles and hurdles and stuff like this, I don't understand why. I don't know if it's a current gen problem, it's a next gen problem. I don't understand why they don't fumble. Why aren't ball carriers fumble when they do stupid stuff, right? When you do something into like a big hitter, right? Imagine like jurtling into Sean Taylor, right? You're like running on the sidelines, you jurtle and boom, you hit stick. Like you should put the ball on the ground. That makes no sense why jurtles are as good and they don't fumble right now because they kind of freak out the AI too. They just kind of slip past them at times. I think Deadeyes are bad for the game. I really don't think they should be in the game at all. Deadeyes need to go up in my opinion. Deadeyes hopefully are not in next year's game. People like Deadeyes they can do like 360 no scopes and get the ball to the target perfectly accurate. Right now, like you don't even need Deadeyes sometimes. All right, let's go through it. Backfield Master. it's too powerful. The separation, like the extra routes are not a big deal. Like there should be not like Hot Route Master itself. I don't even know if it should be AP. Everybody should just be able to tell, hey, go in a post pattern that's a little bit, you know, heavier than like a different post pattern. You know what I mean? So like Hot Route Master, because I don't think it's like it's not even a realistic ability. It literally shouldn't be in the game. People should just have those hot routes, which is why I think Hot Route Master, even though it's powerful, should stay cheap. Backfield Master though, because the separation it gives you, running backs are almost impossible to shut down with their route trees, right? Wheels, ins, outs, angles. Like you gotta devote like an entire defense just to stopping them. Okay. Next up is One Step Ahead, and I will say, like, this isn't necessarily, I think on next gen, One Step, Deep Route KO are good, but these are for my, like, you know, current gen, previous gen, whatever you want to call it, friends. I think man coverage on that can be very suffocating. It's very good on, like, I think, like, man coverage on next gen is good. Don't get me wrong. Next gen, you can shut people down. I've done it. Like, guys been just, like, dotting me up. And I switched to man coverage. I'm like, oh, wow, they literally can't make a read of man coverage because all my guys are literally in the back pocket. They got hands like a relationship in college where you're like really too into each other, like hands in the back pockets the whole time, just riding them the whole way down the field. And like there are very few routes getting separation on current or next gen. You just you know really need to throw it to your tight end and your running back, the only guys that consistently get open, or your route techs. You have to have a route tech on the field right now to deal with not even one step or deep route. Like if they have one step deep route, it's gonna be even more trouble. So what I'm trying to say is increasing the AP, those things need to go up in step with it. I will say for both gens' sake, okay? So yeah, one step in deep route KO, they are way too powerful to leave alone and let them take over the meta, because man coverage when it's the meta is the most brainless meta on defense imaginable, okay? Because like, all right, if I go man coverage, these routes are going to be locked down the whole time, and I'll just have to worry about like a angle route or maybe a post pattern. Motion slants, like motion slants you may have to worry about, but like basically you only have to worry about things like coming across the middle, because like out routes are trash, in routes get like the defense just knows that what route you're going to run. It's so stupid. But like a lot of those routes without route tech, they just don't get open and they get intercepted, and you're like, oh man, that shouldn't be that way. That's not how it is in real life. So that's why I think deep route KO, one step, and you can even say the other route KOs. We'll just say route KOs have to go up if you're going to increase the AP, in my opinion. All right, Acrobat, I like, it's weird. I have like a love-hate relationship with Acrobat. I love it in the fact that like it should be on everybody, because like defenders IRL know how to jump horizontally, whereas without Acrobat, they don't in this game. And then I go against somebody running Acrobat, and they'll pick a ball through my player's body running Acrobat. I'm like, well, that's a little unrealistic that they can literally catch through solid objects with Acrobat. So I don't know. I'm on the fence. Like it should be available for everybody, but sometimes it just gets so wild and terrible that maybe we should keep it too. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section about Acrobat. Tough. I think like pick artist should go down though. I think pick artist should be 0 on everyone. I don't think players should drop interceptions at all ever. So just make everyone that can get pick artist gets it for free. I don't care the fact that I'll see like, I don't know, 8 defenders out there with all stars. It don't matter to me anymore. Pick artist, even with pick artist, you'll still drop the ball. I've definitely dropped the ball with pick artist, bounced off my players. It happens a lot less frequently. The percentage of picking the pass go up, but it does not go up to 100%, okay? This might be controversial. I think linebackers, because of how irrelevant they are, yes, they're like an elephant's opinion. They don't matter. Or a moo opinion, a cow's opinion. I think they should get every ability with some exceptions, like one step, maybe a couple others for 1 AP, right? Because they're slower than safeties, right? They don't get the speed boost that safeties getting. Now, when we get to like maybe June or something, and linebackers and a lot of people's teams are hitting 99 speed, and we maybe shouldn't have every ability being one on them and separate. Maybe then you can readjust. But for right now, where linebackers outside of like Luke Kuechly are at best mid-90s, even on theme teams, you know, maybe they should get a balancing proper, and even going into next year, their enforcers should be 1 AP. Their crusher / deflator should only be 1 AP. Safeties should not have the same, unless things change next year, they should not have the same ability points as linebackers. There needs to be a reason to use linebackers. And as it currently stands, there isn't, okay? So make it pretty close to each other, right? All of them, right? Like lurker, enforcer, crusher, deflator. We need, I don't know, what's it, out my way. We need Inside stuff, no outsiders. Just a linebacker should just get all for one. I don't care. All zones on zone CBs and maybe zone and safeties. Let's do DBs. Should be one. A lot of them are one, like mid zones only one, whatever, short route. I think deep out route, deep in zone KOs should be one. Just make it standard across the board. Make it make sense, EA. Make those one across. I think man should be like the man-to-man cornerback should have zone knockouts for 2, just so that there's a reason to run zones. Like you know, the point for the archetypes. So, but otherwise, zone DBs should be 1. That just makes the sense to me. Okay. Enforcer, I think across the board, yeah, you can bring that down to 1 for even safeties. I don't know. Some enforcer, I think some enforcers it's 3. Maybe that could go down to 2. Maybe enforcer just be 2 across the board. 2 for DB. Well, I'll say 2 AP for DBs that get it. Okay. Conductor, I think, should go down 1. I don't know. It's powerful, but it's not 2 AP, 3 AP powerful. I like Conductor. The only issue is, like, I don't love getting quick snaps. So that's the downside of Conductors, that if people come out with Conductor, they make their, like, you know, a couple adjustments, and then they quick snap you. That is kind of annoying gameplay. So maybe this is a short-sighted change, and maybe Conductor should stay expensive because of how it's allowed people to quick snap. My issue is, like, I make so many adjustments. I read the defense and make my adjustments. They're like, I kind of need Conductor. I don't really quick snap people a lot, but I need Conductor to make my adjustments. It's going to snap off without getting a delay of game so often. But post-up's my last point. Post-up, I think, is, like, really nice. It's really needed, I think, for today's meta. Because today's meta is, like, rush 3, let your DT split a double team, and then, like, get in the quarterback's face. Post-up, like, generally doesn't allow that to happen. But then you run against guys with, like, a couple post-ups that, like, run the ball, or they, like, you rush 4 and your 4 men can't get home because of how good post-up is. You're like, oh, well, that's kind of overpowered. So post-up's a weird one. I'm okay keeping it at 2 AP, but if they need to put up to 3 AP, I'm not going to protest too much because it is very nice. And it's the only O-line ability that I like. I know a lot of other people run, like, O-line abilities to, like, be jerks and just, like, run the ball the whole game, and that's annoying. But I think post-up, if they up it to 3, I'll accept it. Because I think it's best at 2, but I think its power level for O-line is just to that point. Like, is it bad for the game, though? Like, should double teams be split? No. Okay? That's the answer, is no. But, man, it's that good. That I don't know. I think keep it at 2. I think I'm gonna leave it at that. Keep post up at 2, and we'll just leave it. And those are my changes. I have to talk about it out loud more. That post up's a hard one. Like, there's so many of these things that I went through and I thought about. Right, route tech was like backfield mass was a hard one. The apprentices, I'm like, I don't know why they're so expensive versus other ones. What was the other? There's one more that I'm like bulldozer, jukebox. I think they're powerful, but to up them an AP power level, I could just see them just staying as they are. Okay. That's it. Inside stuff. Maybe run stopping DNs need that for 1 AP too. Maybe we could change that down to it to make them equal to run stopping defensive tackles. Yeah, I kind of hit all the S tier stuff. Talked about those. Unpredictable is very effective for 1 AP. That one, this one actually might go to 2 AP. EA's actually gonna take. I think unpredictable goes to 2 AP. Let's do that one. Unpredictable to 2. I think that's just going to happen, right? RG's talked about unpredictable. And when RG talks about something, that means EA's aware of it. EA, hears from RG quite a bit, being the, competitive community manager. So that's, I think, something that's just going to change. Otherwise, yeah, there you go. In my opinion, make linebackers relevant and balance out the game and try and get people off of escape artists. Pretty please get people off escape artists. It's so bad. It's so unrealistic. That's it. Thanks for watching Call to Action. I will see you tomorrow.